Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I asked you on my How to Make Campari from Scratch video which were your favorite Campari cocktails, and everyone gave such great suggestions. So in this video, I'm going to be making the top 10 favorite Campari drinks using my homemade Campari. If you haven't seen that video yet, or the follow-up on how to clarify your homemade mixers and wines, please see the links below. In this video, we have some boozy stirred style cocktails, some fresh and fruity drinks, as well as some tropical and tiki drinks. This video required a lot of production, which if you've watched my videos, you'll know I tend to do from scratch. For most of these cocktails, you're going to need lots of fresh citrus flavors to play against the bitter Campari. Fresh lemon juice, fresh lime juice, fresh pineapple juice, which I'm using my blender for, and fresh grapefruit juice. I also wanted to make a batch of orgeat for the Chestnut Cup cocktail, which I do by simply adding almonds, hot water, sugar, and blend with a tiny amount of stabilizing gums. For a more in-depth tutorial on this, please check out my links below for my classic orgeat recipe, as well as my pistachio orgeat recipe. Now that I have my production ready, let's dive into these drinks. And be sure to watch till the end for some big news I've been dying to share. We're starting with the all-time classic Campari cocktail, the Negroni. For my Negroni, I typically go heavier on the gin, but I wanted to test out my Campari with the traditional 1:1:1 ratio. Starting with 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, 1 ounce gin, 1 ounce Campari. Stir for about 30 seconds, and strain over a large ice cube into a rocks glass. Express an orange twist, then garnish. After testing this out, I think I will use the traditional ratio with my homemade Campari, since it's much less sweet than actual Campari. I'll have a more in-depth Negroni video in the future, with store-bought Campari as well. To test out my Campari in its most true form, I'll be making a simple Campari and soda. For this, we simply use around 4 ounces of soda water over some ice cubes in a Collins glass, and 1.5 ounces of homemade Campari, and just top it off with another ounce or so of soda water. For garnish, a simple orange slice. I think this could benefit from about 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. You definitely get all of those beautiful bitter orange notes. It's just a tad too bitter for my palate. One of my favorite pairings for Campari is grapefruit juice. One of the drinks I usually make for myself at home is what I like to call the Paloma Supreme, which uses 3 ounces of grapefruit juice, 2 ounces of reposado tequila, and 1 ounce Campari. Shake for 15 seconds and strain into a wine glass filled with ice. Then top it off with soda water. For garnish, I just put a thinly sliced grapefruit wedge. While grapefruit and Campari together would seem overly bitter, it's actually not. It's quite fruity and just the amount of bitterness. Tequila and grapefruit are one of my all-time favorite flavor combinations, and the Campari just adds a little bit of extra oomph to this drink. The Garibaldi is another great Campari drink. While it's light on alcohol, it's big on flavor. I like to make this a little extra special by fluffing the orange juice. I do this by just blending the freshly squeezed orange juice in my Vitamix on a high speed for a minute. Steve the bartender recently made this drink using a milkshake machine, and it looked absolutely delicious and fluffy. I definitely recommend checking out his version as well. I use 3 ounces of the aerated orange juice added to a tumbler filled with ice, 1 ounce of Campari, and top it off with another ounce of fluffy orange juice. For garnish, I'll add an orange slice. For being such a simple drink, this was really delicious. The orange juice really brings out the orange flavor in the Campari and balances out its bitter notes. The next cocktail is the Tarzan. David from Booze on the Rocks recently did a video on the Tarzan cocktail from Dutch Kills. It looked so tasty, I had to try it out for myself. It uses a ½ ounce of simple syrup, ½ an ounce of lemon juice, 1½ ounces of pineapple juice, 1 ounce gin, and 1 ounce Campari. Shake for 20 seconds to get that pineapple to froth, and strain into a snifter filled with ice. Then just top it off with some soda water and add an orange slice for garnish. This really does taste as good as it looks. I'll definitely be making this one again. The Jungle Bird cocktail has been growing in popularity lately. It's considered a tiki cocktail, but it's unique in using Campari. It consists of a ½ an ounce of lime juice, a ½ an ounce of Demerara syrup, 1½ ounces of pineapple juice. I'm not the biggest fan of black rum, so I split the base with 3/4 ounce black rum and 3/4 ounce of plantation pineapple rum. And finally, 3/4 ounce of Campari. Shake for 20 seconds, then strain into a double rocks glass over ice. Add pineapple wedge and fronds to garnish. This is a very easy to drink cocktail. While it's very complex, I think the pineapple juice and rum really soften the bitterness from the Campari. Since my Campari is not that sweet, I might even add a little bit more Demerara to this the next time I make it. It's still very delicious though. The Chestnut Cup is where the orgeat comes into play. I've never actually heard of this drink until one of my subscribers suggested it. It sounds absolutely delicious and I'm excited to make it. For this, we'll use 1 ounce lemon juice, 3/4 ounce orgeat, 1 ounce gin, and 1 ounce Campari. Shake for 20 seconds and strain over crushed ice. Then add a little more crushed ice on top, and an orange slice for garnish. This one was absolutely delicious and so unique. The orgeat lends this really creamy texture to the drink, but the lemon and Campari's citrus notes really liven it up. This Dorothy Parker gin is just excellent in everything, and especially with orgeat cocktails. Show Them a Clean Wheel is an original cocktail from my friend Uncle Pete over at Uncle Pete's Cocktail Shop here on YouTube. He makes lots of fun cocktails as well as some interesting mixers, so if you haven't yet, you should definitely check out his channel. Show Them a Clean Wheel uses 1 ounce of strawberry shrub, 2 ounces of gin, 3/4 ounce Campari, and 1 dash of orange bitters. We're going to stir for about 30 seconds. Then strain into a coupe with a grapefruit twist expression. This one was really lovely. Strawberry and Campari are an excellent pairing. The orange bitters and the grapefruit twist really bring out the citrus in the Campari. It's quite nice and just the right amount of bitterness. The Boulevardier is another very well-known cocktail, often thought of as the cousin to Negroni, and follows the same ratios as the Negroni, but swaps out the gin for bourbon. The Boulevardier uses 1 ounce sweet vermouth, 1 ounce bourbon, and 1 ounce of Campari. Stir for 30 seconds and strain over a large ice cube into a rocks glass. Then express an orange twist. Truth be told, I was a bit nervous to see how my Campari would work in this, since it's much more bitter than the traditional Campari. But because the bourbon lends some sweetness, it turned out really nice. This is one of my all-time favorite drinks, especially during the colder months. The Mezcal Negroni was suggested by Mr. Tim Kirkland. I've never actually tried this variation before, so I decided to stick with the same Negroni ratio as before. Starting with 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, 1 ounce Mezcal, and 1 ounce Campari. Stir for 30 seconds. Then pour over a large ice cube in a rocks glass. Garnish with an orange twist. This one was definitely a surprise for me. Vida Mezcal is one of the smokier mezcals on the market, and I thought for sure it would completely overwhelm the drink. but it was actually one of the most balanced drinks that I had made. Thanks for the suggestion, Tim. I'll definitely be making more of these. And that makes 10. I really enjoyed making all of these and learning some new recipes along the way. I hope you've enjoyed as well. Thank you all so much for your suggestions and for the time you spend here on our channel. We can't thank you all enough for your support over this past year. We really do get excited for every single subscriber notification we get and eagerly look forward to seeing your comments each time we post a video. And with that being said, I cannot wait to share this important news. We are thrilled to announce that we'll soon be launching theweepearl.com. You can find all my recipes from all my videos on here, as well as some extra content. I also go a bit deeper in explanation on certain techniques on the blog posts that I don't share as much here on my videos. So please make a visit to theweepearl.com and sign up so that you'll be notified once it's live, which should be in the coming weeks. You'll also be signed up for my newsletter, which will include additional free recipes throughout the year. It's been a labor of love and something I've been wanting to do for so many years, and I likely would not have done it without the support of this community. I cannot wait to share it with all of you. And we cannot wait to share our next video as well. Be on the lookout for that, and in the meantime, be well, cheers, and have a great week.